Hello, Gemini. My name is Tanya, and I'll be doing a mid-March update for you. So I'll get right into the cards and see what is in store for you for the second half of March. Your theme card is Carnelian, energy, leadership, and creativity. So, Gemini, you might be working on a creative project or an art project or something that engages your creativity. You can even be writing a journal, a poem, a story. Mercury is heavy for you or is significant for you, depending on where it is in your chart. But at least it's related to your sun sign minimally or your moon sign. If it's your rising sign, then it's your chart ruler too. So you are very heavily influenced by Mercury in that case. And that's going to have to deal with communication, with words, with technology too. So if you're in data analytics in some way too, you may come up with a creative way to code to solve a problem for some data analytics. But creative thinking and creative activities is what I'm feeling. And a lot of energy around it, a lot of excitement about it. It's a passion for you. It's something that you're feeling driven to do. All right, let's see what the tarot cards have to support this. And this might even be something that you're doing on your own as like a little side thing between other assignments. Because with this leadership here, you're doing something that others have not done before, or you're taking the initiative in some way. Okay. So we're starting out here with the Two of Wands. And this is going to be around or about probably planning and coming up with a plan for how you might implement these ideas or how you might go about creating what it is you want to create. Maybe you're coming up with an outline for a story or a paper or something. But that's what I'm feeling for that. Then we have the Ten of Swords, reaching the ending, maybe feeling blocked, or you've hit the end of a story, or you have no ideas on how to move forward in a certain area. So there's a reset that may have to happen here. And then we have the Two of Swords, a decision point in the story, a decision on a change, maybe a change of direction or a plot twist. Interesting. Or maybe different colors or a different medium. Then the Knight of Swords. This is going to be taking things to the next level, to some area that you have not worked in before. You know how it's supposed to work, but you haven't used that code before. You haven't written in that style before. Again, something you know how it needs to work, but you have not done it before. You don't have experience in that area. And then we end on the Queen of Pentacles. Success, nurturing, achievement, a conclusion, if you will. All right, let's see what each individual message, okay, I can rephrase that. I'll try to leverage my Mercury. We'll see. I'm Virgo rising, so Mercury is also my chart ruler. Probably why I'm doing these tarot readings online, very likely. Let's see what each individual card has to say about the next couple weeks for you. So the Two of Wands. This is about dreaming, brainstorming, coming up with ideas, making a plan for what it is you want to do next. Again, like I said, this could be coming up with an outline. This might even just be before that, where it's just an idea. It might be jotting down different ideas of what it is you want to do, what it is you want to paint. Maybe if you're a quilter, different types of quilts, or how you might want to quilt it, what pattern it is that you want to use, what fabric line or colors of fabrics you want to use. There's a lot of planning going into this step, a lot of brainstorming, a lot of thinking about it, building excitement, getting ready to begin it, to start the work. Just in the planning stages. I love that stage of things. It's so invigorating, at least for me. That's how I feel about it. Then we have the Ten of Swords. This is a definite ending. This is the death of an idea. You cannot go back and redo this. You cannot go start it over. You would have to start completely fresh. Start from scratch. But the lessons you take from the work you've done up to this point are really going to help you succeed as you're moving forward. Because what you're finding here is what absolutely positively did not work for you. Maybe you had a story that turns out it was going nowhere, or all the characters went off in different directions for some reason. And you can't really bring them back together in a way that doesn't make your book 1,000 pages long. You know what I mean? So you need to just scrap it. Scrap it. Maybe in the far distant future, you could come back to it and maybe pick out one character from the book. But you got to scrap all the work you've done up to this point because it's just not working. It's just not meant to be. Recognizing that and accepting that is going to give a sense of relief in a way. I mean, it can be real hard to let go of all that work, to back it up, put it away somewhere so you're not looking at it and trying to work on it every day. But this is something you need to release. In a way, if you're writing a book, you release the characters and they each get their own story, unique and individual to them. If this is a quilt that you have been struggling with for so long because the piecing is very difficult, or maybe at the time that you started this project, and yes, I'm a quilter, so I'm going to geek on this a little bit. At the time that you started this project was at the beginning of your quilt journey, and maybe you didn't use any starch or best press or anything to treat the fabric before you started cutting the fabric. Or maybe if you're somebody who pre-washes, maybe at the time you started quilting, you did not pre-wash and now you do. So now half of your fabrics in this project, half of the blocks or the things that you have cut for this project are from unwashed, non-shrunk fabric, and the other half is from pre-washed, shrunk fabric. So now when you put it all together using those two sets of fabric and you wash it for the first time, it might look a little wonky. It could also be if you cut first to size and then you apply a sizing medium or starch or something. That piece of fabric is going to shrink down and now it's no longer the size you need for the block you're making. So as you evolve, as your skill evolves, you're going to change your techniques and things. And some things you have to go back and you have to finish it the way you started, or you can decide to scrap it and start over with fresh fabric, or maybe just move on to a different pattern, a different project. Maybe you're no longer drawn to that project you were when you first started. Maybe you were doing a sample quilt with miscellaneous fabrics as you found them. And while you enjoyed that and you learned a lot from it, you're no longer excited about that project. It's no longer what you want to do, but you do want to use all the skills and techniques you've learned since then, or as you were going through that, to create something new and fabulous that excites you. Leave that old stuff behind. It is okay to let go of that. It is okay to release it. It is time to do that. And I'm sorry if that was too long for everybody, but I really felt compelled to lay all that out. Take the lessons, take the skills you've learned, and move on to something new, something better, something that gets you excited. Because if you're not excited about it, it's going to be really hard to finish it. And you're not going to put your best effort into it anyway. And then we have the Two of Swords. So now that you're doing a fresh start, you have all these ideas and plans of things you want to do now. Now you have to decide, what do you want to work on first? Where do you start? Where are you going to put your focus? There isn't a wrong decision here, but you do need to make the decision. You don't know exactly when it will be done or how it will turn out. You don't have all the pieces in place, but you need to make a decision because maybe there's a sale on some fabric or some paint, or maybe there's a deadline for certain things where it needs to be done and submitted by a certain time or date. But you don't know if you can meet that date or not. Are you going to write a poem, a short story, a novel? What do you want to step into next? It doesn't mean you can't pause it further down the line, but where do you want to go next? And if you are so excited by so many ideas, pay attention to what your body is more excited about, more drawn to. If you don't make a decision, then you're not going to start anything. You're going to stay in that state of planning and what should I do next and where do I want the possibilities and not the action. So this is going to require you to make a decision so you can take action and actually do it. Pay attention again to which one your body leans toward or leans into when you think about it, or just pick one out of a hat, but whatever it is, pick one and focus your attention in that area. There isn't a wrong decision here. It's about doing the work that's going to make your soul sing and play and have fun and use that creativity. And then the Knight of Swords. Swords, well, swords in general are about communication. I can't remember if I said that already. Can be about writing, our thoughts, ideas, lots of ideas coming up. The Knight of Swords is about, so I like to think of knights typically as somebody who's just graduated college. So they have the information, right? They know what they need, but they haven't actually done that technique yet or tried it yet, or they don't have any practical experience in that area yet. For some of you, this may be somebody who wants to, that you're going to train, or like a first-time quilter or somebody in the family, you're going to give them some fabric and help them learn how to quilt to take their first steps down this path. Or maybe you're helping some people write poems or haikus or something like that. But anyway, for the majority of you, this is you spreading your wings and going all in, because this is enthusiastic energy and it's quick and it's fast and it's movement. I want to say ferocious almost. It could be a bit time consuming or all consuming. So pay attention to your time. You might have to put some, alarms on the calendar to say, okay, you can't work on this all the way from after work one day all the way till the next morning and go back to work. Put some time blocks around it so that you don't get sucked in and carried away and just work on it straight for 24 hours and lose track of time. Pay attention. If you're into gaming, that's going to be particularly important, right? Yes, gaming could definitely be a creative pursuit and something that gets you excited. Maybe there's a new game and you want to try it out, but you have to leave a team behind or stop working on another game that you may have been playing for a while. You got to let that go so you can focus on this new game and creating and building a team and skills there. But the most strongest thing coming through here is time management. Pay attention to your time management here. Because if you don't have the ability to be super flexible in your career, whatever it is you do to support yourself outside of this, you may get carried away and that part of your life could suffer. So don't exhaust yourself. Okay. Time management. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Earth, enjoying her space, taking up space confidently, proud of the work she's created, of what she's surrounding herself with. Very nurturing too, loving, giving. There's a sense of satisfaction and pride in what it is that you've created. So there is going to be some tangible evidence of what you've created, of what you're working here by the end of the month. It could be that maybe that could be as simple as having all the pieces you need in, and maybe you have blocked off a weekend or taken off a Friday, and so you can do 3 days of uninterrupted time in your creativity space, whatever that is for you. But not afraid to take up space, taking time so that you can dedicate it to what it is you want to create here, to what's truly inspiring you. Feed your soul. Really fill your cup. It's energizing. And you have planned it and you are really, really enjoying this. Just that. I'm just really, really big sense of satisfaction and pride here. Yeah. And on the back of the deck, we have the Five of Pentacles. So, yes, and I'm tying it here really to the Knight of Swords. Pay attention to your time. Time management is going to be key so that you do not risk what's going to financially support this hobby, this creativity. There is that underlying need to make sure you have the funds on hand, the time on hand, the resources on hand to fund this, to accomplish this. And as exciting and all in as you want to go right away and just jump in full, you have to make sure that you do some time boxing or time allocation around it so that you don't get super carried away. This is exciting. This is exciting, Gemini. All right, Gemini, that is what I have for you. Please hit that like button and please hit subscribe to join my channel and help it grow. I am doing lives on Fridays in the evenings. I don't have a set time because I do move around. So different time zones on different days. But I did a couple test ones and I enjoyed doing the live readings. So I am hoping to do more of those. If you are so inclined, you can join us next Friday. All right, that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you later.